the 29th of May 2019, West Ham published a statement detailing the release of several players that would not be continuing with the club. Cult hero Adrian and the once highly touted Tony Martinez were thanked for their services, but one name stood out amongst all the others. Andy Carroll. The one-time club record signing has only just celebrated his 30th birthday and should be in the peak of a long and prosperous career. But instead, he finds himself in limbo without a club. So what went wrong for the man that was supposed to be the successor to Alan Shearer's throne on the international stage for England? Well, to answer that question, we have to go back to the January 2nd, 2011. The fresh-faced Geordie kid cost Liverpool a staggering £35 million as a replacement for the departed Fernando Torres. He arrived at Anfield with a thigh injury, which would keep him from making his debut until March of that year. He was again on the injury list in late May as Liverpool slumped to a 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa on the final day of the season. Andy was named in the England under-21 squad for the European Championship 19 days prior, but was cut the very next day. He had already played and scored for his senior team, and this was to be the final transition into moulding the old-fashioned number 9 into an England regular for years to come. Sadly, this was to be a recurring theme throughout his career. Carroll stayed fit for all of the following campaign, making 47 appearances and scoring 9 goals, including goals in both the semi-final and final of the FA Cup. After making the squad for Euro 2012, the following season he found himself surplus to requirements at Liverpool. With Dalglish departing and the emergence of Suarez as the goal-scoring machine he is today, Carroll was persuaded to join his former gaffer in the Allardyce revolution at the newly promoted West Ham, once again linking with the excellent Kevin Nolan to form a formidable partnership. He did just that, putting in a rip-roaring performance against Fulham on his debut, setting up 2 goals. His presence alone was terrifying for defences, as he was a different type of threat. Hammers fans worldwide were convinced that day that a new hero had arrived. Sadly, what followed the next day was to set the tone for the next 7 years of his career. Injury number 1, a month out with a hamstring injury. He returned in September, scored his first goal on the 25th of November for West Ham against Spurs, and then suffer another injury the very next day, this time to his knee. And that was it, the curse that followed him throughout his entire West Ham career. Despite suffering a heel injury in the final game of the season against West Brom, West Ham parted with a club record fee at the time of £17 million to secure the services of the highly rated young Englishman. But just as he started at Liverpool, he started the same, as the rehabilitation of his heel injury saw him break down a week later with a broken heel. In almost 7 years at the club, Andy spent a staggering 1,274 days injured. That figure equates to just under 3.5 years. In all of the 6 years that he was a permanent signing for West Ham, he only played over 20 games in a season twice. With a reported £60 million in wages paid in his time, his 142 appearances, Andy cost the club £422,535 per game, or £1,764,706 per one of his 34 goals. It's sad to see Andy leave. I was always his biggest fan and often found myself trying to convince everyone that this was the year he would stay fit. Sadly, it was never to be. That being said, he departs us with some wonderful memories, some brilliant performances and some truly stunning goals. The goals against Swansea and Palace were the pick of the bunch. But for me, the hat-trick in the 3-3 draw with Arsenal topped everything. That day showed me the Andy Carroll that should have been. Sadly, in my opinion, so few years after Ashton, injury robbed us of the last of the true number 9s, and with that, it robbed West Ham of a true hero. Good luck in your next move, Andy. Come on, you Irons.